If you want to create that retro 80s synthwave vibe in Reason, I've got you covered. This is what we're going to make. I will be using a couple of rack extensions that you can get from the Reason shop, and I'll point them out when we get there. The other sounds will be from the Reason stock folders. First thing I want to use is the Synthwave plugin. Now, if you don't want to purchase any rack extensions, you can very well find similar sounds in the Reason stock folders. Just sift through and find something you like. First things first, I'm going to pick one of these synth sounds because I want to create a melody. So let's see what this sounds like. All right, I've got these notes quantized. This is what we got. Now we're gonna add our bass and impulse. I'm gonna pick a bass sound here. So we're gonna go into the folder and let's choose bass A, see what we get. Sounds like a nice sound. So now from here, I'm going to go into the devices and I'm going to grab a note echo. I'm gonna pull my pitch up to +12 semitones. Gonna pull my repeats down to 1, and I'm gonna pull the step length down to 1/16. So when I play a note, it arpeggiates up, or it just plays the octave up. So let's start getting this bass line in here, and I'm just gonna duplicate this, and boom, we have our start. And I want to start changing our pitches here. We're making this in C minor. Maybe something like that. That there is groovy. Now what we can also do is add our sidechain. So I'm going to use synchronous for this. Just going to go to devices, effects, scroll down, synchronous, boom, drop that in. And there's a factory preset called sidechain that we could drop on this pumping sidechain. And it should work without changing anything. Let's see. Now I put this on because once we get around to adding our drums, which we'll do next, we'll want space for those to hit. All right, so now let's go ahead and add those drums that we're talking about. I'm gonna add 2 mimic devices. I'm gonna use these as my drum samplers. And I'm gonna add a red drum so I can put my hi-hats in it. Gonna open up the browser, go to Reason Library, and we're gonna type in the word Linn, L-I-N-N. Check in these refills, Reason drum supply. We're gonna look for a kick, so bass drums. We got 2 options. I like this one. And we're gonna look for a snare for the second mimic. I like 3. And we're gonna add some hi-hats into this red drum here. So let's see what we got. I'll add both of those. And I also want to add some reverb to this snare. So let's get the snare programmed first, and then we'll add some reverb. Sequence. All right, now I'm going to jump into the mixer. I'm going to create a new send effect. Creating this effect as a send is going to allow us to use it on multiple different sounds, different signals. So I can use it on the snare, I can add it to the melody later, and so on. So the preset I'm looking for is gate. It's got 80s. Okay, yes, DRM 80s gated plate. and we're going to use that. So now that is in my Synths area, and let's collapse that master section, and the snare is here. So let's go ahead and turn that on. It's on 5. Let's get that kick in. Kick is very simple. You're just going to alternate it with the snare. Gonna pull down the master volume on this red drum, jump into the sequencer. Let's get some hi-hats going. We can have a tempo like this. If we want it more spaced out. And we can alternate with the open hat. Or we can have it faster feeling and still alternate with that open hat. Let's add some reverb to these. Jump to the mixer. We can add that same gated reverb. Maybe also some of that room reverb there. Yeah, cool. You can experiment with the timing and swing of these hi-hats as well. Don't feel like you have to keep everything quantized. We can find some cool toms in here as well that fit that 80s vibe. If we type in Simmons, there's a Combinator patch here that we can use. And I'm just going to move that over to the end of my loop. Let's go to the sequencer and move that back to 4. Cool. And now we have a basis of a synthwave track. From here, I would continue layering the melodic sounds, add some pads, maybe a lead. Quantize these notes a bit. 100% actually. Let's pull down the volume. I'm gonna reverse these 2 chords at the end. Fix the timing. I've got a lead here. Gonna quantize these notes and pull down this length option and make them legato, and I'll drag out that last note. All right, that is how you make synthwave in Reason. If y'all would like another tutorial where I go deeper, or maybe just do it all over again, let me know in the comments. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for more Reason tutorials and retro vibes. Yeesh, today is day 13 of our 30-day Reason marathon. It's all culture, kickback, and cook up.